Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm here to review Sistas Season 6, Episode 5, Better Safe Than Sorry. And we're going to go ahead and get into it because this episode was actually pretty good. I think we're wrapping up some storylines with this one. Out with the old, in with the new, okay? That's what it's giving. If you're new here or if you're not, either way, if you enjoy the video, check out my other content. Don't hesitate to like, comment, share, and subscribe because I'm trying to grow and we trying to get there, so I need y'all help, okay? So let's go ahead and get into it. We start off with Karen. We left off last week. Remember, she said, oh, I know who the father is. So we pick up this week where her still saying, I know who the father is. So everybody like, well, how? Did you have Zac's DNA? And she was like, no, but I had Aaron's. So they did a prenatal paternity test. I just don't see how they could do that without Aaron like signing off. Like, she's talking about she don't want to tell. She want to wait until the father first. Is he in on this? He should be there. He should have been there when the results were given. Like, it just don't even make no sense. But okay. She was way too content. So, yeah. It's given. It might not be his baby. And I'm so disappointed. So, Danny and Sabrina leave because we spent 20 minutes talking about the fact that Karen don't want to tell us who the father is. If you ain't going to tell us, then why did you bring it up? Anywho, once they leave, Karen offered to tell Andi, but Andi was like, no, don't tell me. Tell me when you're ready because they think I know. So that's why I don't want to know. So just wait. So Gary calls after Karen leaves and he offers to come over and she like, well, I've been drinking, okay? She said, I've been smoking and drinking, so I'm liable to say anything. Like, the truth is going to come out tonight, okay? So, on the ride home, Sabrina's taking Danny home. They sitting here trying to put clues together, guessing who Karen baby daddy is. They trying to play guessing games until we get a real DNA test. The way this episode ended, Zac might not even ask for a DNA test. Let's get there, okay? Let's get there. So Sabrina tells Danny about Bio and how he was offering her to double her money. What were they talking about when they went out to eat? Like, they just went out to eat and came back. Like, we didn't see no in-between, no nothing. Danny was like, it's giving a prince scam. Is he even a prince? We don't know. We sure don't. It's giving scammer energy. It's scamming vibes, okay? So Pam calls Karen. Y'all know I can't stand. See, I'm recording on my phone and these text messages coming in. So if I'm looking every which way, don't mind me, okay? So Pam calls Karen. And y'all know I do not like how Karen talks to Pam. I never did. Since we first met Pam, Karen been talking to her crazy. So Karen got an attitude immediately, and she's talking about, I'm getting ready for bed, like, and Pam like, girl, it's not even 9 o'clock. It's 8:30, and you should just say, I don't want to talk to you, Pam. Pam won't hang up either, so I partially blame Pam for this type of treatment that she's getting, because you ain't gonna be talking to me crazy. I don't care if you're my boss, I don't care. Because Pam again mentions, like, it wasn't my fault. It's not my fault for the fire. The fire started in the back. And Karen, like, you still did leave the curling irons on, though. She did, but, like, okay. I think this type of scare is enough. Like, either she was like, well, are you going to fire me? And then Karen talking about well, Pam, where you going to work? Is Pam a felon or something? Like, we need a little more back. Why can't she get another job? Why can't she work at another shop? What do you mean, where's she going to work? But then I was like, maybe she's saying where's she going to work because ain't no shop no more. There's no more shop. But Pam was like, oh, well, why didn't you have insurance? And she was like, when I lost all my clients that one time, when they was going to the guy's basement and getting their hair done for the low, I had some overlap. But Pam was like, but Zac gave you money. Finally, we asked some questions that's making sense. And she was like, just leave me alone about it. No. What did you do with the money that Zac gave you? Where did it go? Because now if you would have just simply had to pay $16 a month for insurance, we wouldn't be in this situation. So Pam was like, you need to call Zac. The way he was looking at you need to call him tonight before Fatima get home and ask about that money. And that's exactly what she probably going to do. Let's get there. So we see a quick little scene with Calvin. He got this old psychedelic 70s looking couch. Maurice think it looked like it's from the flea market. So do I. He can't stand it. At this point, beggars can't be choosers. You don't even have no money to get no couch to replace what Q stole. So at this point, you just better be glad you got somewhere to sit, or you're going to be sitting on the floor. Calvin said, look, I can pay the rent and feed you, but that's all I can do. If you got enough money to pay the rent, why you ain't have your own place? What did you need a roommate for in the first place? Did you just not like to live alone? Because why? If you can afford to pay all the rent, then you should have had your own place. Anywho, Preston goes and checks on Zac. He said he noticed how upset Fatima was. Like, everybody seen it. Zac, like, the building was on fire. People, running around, and all y'all could focus on was how Fatima was looking. Looks like the person that should have been looking at Fatima, Zac, was you. Okay. He don't want to hear it, but he need to hear it. He needs to hear it. So Gary comes over to Andi's. She basically tell him she don't want no relationship with him, and the only thing he's good for is sex. Well, he wanted to come over so bad. There it is. There it is. He could have just accepted it and left. But no, he sat there and listened to some more. So she said, Gary, he got too much baggage. And do, because I'm going to bring it up every chance I get. We still don't know what happened from his children to his child, the ex-wife, and her lawsuit. It just disappeared. It just was it a figment of my imagination? Okay. And she was like, you ain't even really my type. You too short, You ain't all that. You're funny looking, your hairline uneven. And she's like, my boyfriend from college was 6'5". She's like, matter of fact, what was he doing? Let me go grab my phone. Let me go to his IG. What was he doing? What is he up to these days? It's disrespectful. I don't mind this disrespectful side of Andi. Give her some spunk. She always playing slow. Let's see her, let's see this other side of her. So Andi tells him, because he was like, I'm only good for sex. Yes. And she was like, when a woman's lonely, they'll just do anything just to have a feeling, just to feel something. Like, if I got to lay beside this man and that's the only feeling I'm getting, I'm going to get what I can get. Tyler, you need some women in the room. You need some women writers in the room, because that sounds like something that some man made up. Like, that don't even make no sense. What? But okay. He must have heard that from his grandmama or something. I don't know about that one. But okay. I mean, it is what it is. She was using him for that good, and that's all. So she has the audacity to try to initiate sex after all that. She like, well, come over here for what you good for. Did we forget that he got her the condo? But she said she had to pay the taxes on it. So in that moment, I think she lost respect, honey. Gary was like, I'm really not in the mood right now. And she was like, well, get out then. If you ain't coming over here for what you good for, then why are you here? I'm glad she told him the truth. And I'm hoping that the Gary storyline is coming to an end, child. Here go another one. Aaron come over unannounced like he like to do to Karen's house, and then embraces her. Hugs her so tight. She looks disgusted, like he gives her the ick. So he tells her he can help her rebuild the shop. And Karen isn't interested. And she mentioned that mystery woman. And Aaron said that, he was like, well, she was just acting crazy. And it's like, everybody that's around you acting crazy, you ain't gonna drive me crazy. I know that's right. Okay, I was with her on that. And he was like, well, look, you were indecisive. So while you was going back and forth, while you was sleeping in that closet called office at your job with Zac, I was seeing other people. I mean, can you blame him? In his defense, while you knocking the boots with Zac in the closet, I would be dating other people too. If you don't want me to don't talk to me, okay? So I don't really blame him for that. But Karen acting like Karen just don't be wrenching that. Like, yeah, the woman coming over here calling you John. What's that about? We never did get clarity on that. Who is John? But just tell him, like, I just don't want you. That's all. Like, that's it. Like, it's always been Zac. Like, that's all. That's what it was. She was trying to get over Zac, and that's it. And she didn't. I mean, it's upsetting that innocent people, I guess Aaron ain't all that innocent. But Aaron was in it. Fatima got dragged into this nonsense. But they never moved on from each other. Just be together then. Fine. Ugh. So Aaron was like, I don't want to do this no more. And she said she needed to find out who the second person was who passed away in her shop. I said, oop, not mentioning the ex-wife. It's a passive aggressiveness for me. So Aaron told her it was a homeless man in the back, which we already know. We don't have to hear it anymore. We got it. And she was like, how you know that? And he was like, well, Gary knows the mayor, so he told him. So the mayor just happens to know who the homeless man is in the back. He just in on this situation. Okay. So Karen was like, don't worry about it. I got the money. She needs to talk to Zac. Yeah, she just knew she got him wrapped, honey. And she kicked Aaron on out. So before Aaron would go in the doorway, because he just got to get out one more word, because he can't just get his dignity up off the floor and leave, he gonna tell her he love her. And she's like, thanks. He's like, okay, got it, heard you. I hope you did, Aaron. And I hope you don't come back. Goodbye, Aaron. Let's wrap that storyline up too, because if he ain't the father, watch him end up being the father, and we just going, she's still only 2 days pregnant. Low. So anyway, she calls Zac, and, she mentions that he loves her, and he's like, well, that's obvious. I mean, you know that. I mean, girl, did he forget about his fiance? Because it's kind of seeming like, okay. So he telling her he loves her, but while he's in the middle saying, I love you, Karen, loudly and clearly, he didn't realize Fatima was standing behind him the whole time listening. So instead of just hurrying up and hanging up the phone, he tried to hang up and he tried to be nice. Karen like, okay, well, you still going to do that thing you said you're going to do? You still going to give me that money and pay for my shop to get rebuilt? He ain't going to have no money left, child, okay? And she's like, and I want you to do the work too, because you've been doing construction. So not only do I want you to pay, I also want you to do the labor too. And he's like, okay, I got you. Like, it's fine. She's like, as a matter of fact, meet me at the shop in the morning. And he's like, okay, I got to go. And she's like, oh, Fatima there, because you was just telling me you love me. And now all of a sudden, like, the energy, like, I'm sensing a shift. And he like, bye. And she like, you know what, but I love you too. He like, okay now. And another thing, like, girl, hang the phone up. Damn. Finally, they hung up after she dragged the hell out of the conversation. And then he tried to talk to Fatima. Fatima was like, I'm going to bed. Girl, I would have got my purse and turned back around and got a hotel. We know that Fatima and Zac can't end because we have Zatima. But Tyler Perry sure knows how to ruin the storyline, don't he? I mean, the one thing we was like excited about was the love story between Fatima and Zac. And now that love story is just ruined. In real life, can we be realistic? I know this is a soap opera. Can we be a little more realistic with Fatima wanting to get her things and go? She still got her apartment. I would have got up out of there so fast. Who is dealing? Let's be for real, okay? Can we let's just, the show is that's where it ended. But let's be for real. Zac has not one but two women. Well, he got a baby that came out of nowhere, another potential baby on the way with his ex, who he's still in love with, who he might have conceived the possible child with while he was dealing with you. You helped him get a bag. You helped get him together. Because if Zac was still working at that airport, Karen wouldn't be doing all this. Let's be for real. After she done cleaned him, this is why you don't get a man together and be talking about a potential child. At this big grown age, come to me together. Because I ain't dealing with it. I'm not dealing, I can't do it. No. And that same talking to that Andi gave Gary, Fatima need to be giving it to Zac because you got too much baggage and I really don't even know why I'm here. But we're going to see what happens next week, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about the episode. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.